The Movie Bar Podcast.
Welcome to the Movie Bar Podcast. Enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Movie Bar Podcast. I'm John.
Pretty sure I'm Justin.
I am the artist formerly known as Billy.
What are you known as now? What symbol?
Bat.
Can't see that. Holding up his middle finger with a pride flag. I don't know. How you guys doing this week?
We're doing all right.
It goes.
Recording this the night before Thanksgiving.
Closer and closer to vacation.
Hope you all enjoyed our Thanksgiving commentary. Oh, happy Black Friday.
It's not the same.
Nope.
All right, a little bit of housekeeping. First off, Michael Valvala passed away. He was the star of Slumber Party Massacre, and he was 84.
Yes, the Driller Killer.
I thought that was the second one.
Oh, it's the same
the
thing.
second
It's
one,
still-
second one was the Rocker Driller Killer.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's still,
Condolences to his friends, family, and fans.
yes, and also Vic Flick, the guitarist on the James Bond theme song, died at 87. Yeah, I mean, that's like an iconic guitar riff right there.
No. Copyright.
It's bad enough we get flagged for the trailers when I put them in, if they have a particular song and we get banned in Russia. So,
Ah, who cares? They don't need Russia. Well, Kevin Smith says Dogma 2 is happening with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon returning. Maybe. I don't know. Pretty sure he walked it back a bit, so we'll see.
Yeah, still.
I
First
thought
one
he
was
was.
awesome.
I thought he said Mallrats 2 was his last movie.
Yeah.
Didn't he say that at one point?
I don't know.
Yeah, probably. But, they always change their mind.
Yep.
Well, Denzel Washington reveals 2 more Equalizer films are on the way.
Goody, I like those.
I don't know if I've seen. I might have seen the first one.
Oh,
Really? I've watched all 3. They got some
Yeah.
good films.
There's some good movies there. Yeah, and go ahead, John.
Well, now that they've given him Equalizer vision, basically allows Washington's Robert McCall to instantly find every weapon and location in a room. Okay. And the action film was made $190 million at the box office, so sure, why not?
Yeah. All right, and a little bit of Thanksgiving news. Alice Brock, who is the owner of Alice's Restaurant, and the song Alice's Restaurant, has died.
I was wondering what that was from.
Yeah, that's what it's from, because it's from Thanksgiving. She died like literally a week before Thanksgiving.
Kind
Very
of
sad.
iconic.
Yeah, that's why I threw it in there, especially being, we're from Massachusetts, and the song takes place in Massachusetts. And it was
They
was
play it
timely.
once every Thanksgiving on the radio, right?
Yeah, it's on like usually at noon on ZLX.
Then they play the Thanksgiving song.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Coming attractions.
Well, first we have our first of the Popeye has reached the free market movies. 2025's Shiver Me Timbers. This one looks atrocious.
I'll still give it a chance.
Just god awful.
I mean, if you're going to spend your money on a Popeye movie, I'd go with the Slayer Man.
Yep. This one just looks like it doesn't have much of the
No thought was put in it. That was the
actual
problem.
Popeye behind it.
Well,
So,
it's a trailer. It's a teaser, so I don't want to give it all away.
you got to give something away, something more than what they gave away, because what they gave away was shit.
Yeah, well, I'm still gonna watch it. I'll give it a
It'll
chance
be
when
on
it comes out.
Tubi in no time, Billy.
Exactly.
And then they also showed I believe it was a teaser for How to Train Your Dragon coming June 13th, the live action movie. Cut the fucking shit.
Oh, you know Hunter's going to
I
want to
am
see it.
sick and tired
AJ's
of
going
these
to see it.
fucking cartoons. Well, good. Hunter can spend some time with Uncle Billy and cousin AJ to go see How to Train Your fucking Dragon.
I will gladly take him,
No, you would.
and I will give him all the candy he wants.
Mm,
And then-
soda. Lots and lots of soda.
No. Large ices, Justin.
Oh,
Pure
he'd be in
sugar.
fucking heaven.
Buy
Yep.
him some Jolt and sneak it
And
in.
I'll make sure he has enough so when he gets home and he just finishes it.
Yeah, no, we've had enough of that. Thank you.
Okay, next up. The Bad Guys 2, summer 2025.
Now, this one I'll go see.
Yeah, this one
I
was
like the first one.
the first one was really good. I know my son, he just got the final book in the series, so he's got them all. He loves it. So we will definitely be checking Bad Guys 2 out when it comes out.
James has read a couple of them.
There's books.
Yes, there's a whole book
Mm-hmm.
series. There's like 20 books.
John, I'm going to shock you, but most movies are based
off books.
on a book. Most.
Not all, but most. Yeah. A lot. A good
Not so
percentage.
many horror movies, but more.
Mhm.
But still a
Just
good,
talk about
good
your
chunk of them.
Your little foreign film, yeah.
And now, coming soon, we have John's pick for movie of the year, Parthenope. It's something about some Italian woman or getting it on with
I'm
Gary.
sorry. I
they were
saw
smart.
A24. I thought it was going to be a horror movie.
They were smart. They sucked you in with the girl in her bikini.
Yep.
But once
I
the
think John's
subtitles
going
showed
to
up,
see it because I'm pretty sure that there's less than bikini shown in there.
nope, not worth
Yep.
it.
I'm willing to bet.
It's not all subtitles, John. Most of it's
No,
in
it's
English.
not. Most of it's in English. There was just
A couple scenes
her
where
family.
because
There
they're
was
in Italy.
too many subtitles in the fucking trailer.
Oh,
Oh, poor Johnny boy.
Yeah. And then they also revealed Wallace and Gromit Vengeance Most Foul coming January 3rd to Netflix.
I love Wallace and Gromit. They're great. They're funny.
Don't get me wrong, I love British humor,
You know,
but these two do nothing for me.
really?
Mr. Bean,
John is Mr.
Mrs.
Bean
Brown's
or
boys.
nothing.
Yeah.
Mrs. Brown's Boys, I love that. I'd even take a Mr. Bill movie. Oh
Well, that's Saturday Night Live.
no, I don't care. Give him his own fucking movie.
Toonses.
All right. Well, last up we have the second Popeye movie. His voyage into, copyright expiration. Popeye the Slayer, man. 2025. This one looks a lot gorier than
This
the
one
other
looks more like Popeye, and it looks like it'll be a better movie all around. I'm not going to say it looks good, but
Hmm.
definitely looks much better than the other one. Looks to be about on par with the first Pooh movie.
Hmm.
Hopefully, if it does good, they'll get a second one and make it better.
Well, when they both come out, we should do a compare and contrast of the two movies.
What?
And
Sugar
rank 'em.
Shivers and Popeye the Slayer Man?
Yes, give them both a fair shot. Why not? See which has the
That
better.
sounds like 3 hours. I'm not getting back.
Yeah, it
That would be the only way I'd watch Shivers and Timbers if I had to. But
is. No sense of adventure, you two.
I have a sense of adventure, but I also don't wish to have that urge to kill myself.
time is precious, Billy.
I got
Uh,
young children.
Maybe for our 500th episode, we'll do that.
No.
All
By
right.
then there'll be classics.
What did we watch this week? There'll probably be 10 of them by then. Justin, start us off.
What did I watch this week? I'll be goddamned if I can remember, but I know that Thanksgiving was one thing. I did watch
Yep.
Thanksgiving. I did watch Gremlins. And I also watched Alien Romulus.
I like that. What did you think?
Like I saw all the connections. They all synced, but it was all just kind of basically rehash. They kind of just followed the same story of Ripley without Ripley. I did like the Prometheus link with the
Yeah, that thing was disgusting.
gross baby alien thing.
That thing was awesome. I'm sorry. That was freaking cool.
And if John doesn't watch it on his own, we will have to force him to watch this just so he has to see the weird alien baby thingy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to have to hit a milestone, 5 years. Fuckers ain't getting me with that
Yeah.
Prey shit again.
Prey was a good movie, god
Fuck
damn
you.
it. Just can't wait for the new Predator movies to come out.
Yep.
All
Is
right.
that
The
it?
Predator the hero. Come on, man. You don't want to see the Predator as the hero of the movie?
Listen, my ass almost bought Prey on Blu-ray
You should
last
have.
week.
It was great.
And I was like, wait a minute, I didn't like this movie. Fuck this.
It's so good.
I'll save my $7.99. Thank you. All
So
right,
good.
Billy, what you watched this week?
All right. I watched the 1986 classic Reanimator.
Well, yes, that was the last movie I watched. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, when you started guessing, I know that's
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah, that's usually it.
I was guessing the whole time. No, I knew the whole time. I knew everything I watched.
Yeah. Then I watched
It's like pissing you
Gremlins.
off.
My turn.
Kids.
Meh.
Gremlins. Yeah.
Continue, Billy.
I watched on Netflix The Last Dragon, which was okay. A lot of these
I
movies
think I
a
had
bunch-
to watch that crap.
Yeah, it was the
Oh wait, I don't think we made it through it. I'm pretty sure the kids are like, "Nah, I don't want to watch this anymore."
What was
yeah,
it?
no.
The Last Dragon?
Yeah, it's a 1980s kung fu flick.
Oh, that one. I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about the animated one on Netflix.
No. No. Going with Show Enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still,
That
I
was
don't
okay.
think my kids would sit through that.
No, they wouldn't. Then I watched Don't Open Till Christmas, which was like a Christmas slasher. And then I tried to watch because it was recommended to me as a kind of a low budget slasher, but it was just too dumb. I couldn't make it through. I watched Skinned Deep.
That sounds pretty terrible.
It was horrible. I mean, the only thing about it was it had Warwick Davis as this character called Plates. So it's basically just a little person who threw plates at people.
I'm
Yeah.
sold.
Yeah, that's what sold me. But then it was just so bad. I was like, I made it like a halfway through, and I'm like, oh,
That was like us with Donkey
Sorry.
Punch.
like sorry, can't do it. I wanted to, but I wanted to like it, but I couldn't. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was it though. Oh, and
Oh.
Thanksgiving I watched it because we did.
All right. Batten down the hatches here.
Oh God, it was a
So-
slow night, a slow week at work. I take it, John, huh?
Oh, yeah. I watched Deadpool. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Friday after next.
It's not Thanksgiving yet. I guess that means you're watching Home Alone regular on Thanksgiving.
Yep. Because I don't want to watch Santa with muscles again. So yeah, Home Alone will be on the list next week. Bad Santa 2, Daddy's Home 2, I watched the Jeff Dunham Scrooged Up Holiday Special, which was kind of dumb. Me and Hunter finished the Santa Claus series. Now we have to move on to the TV show. We watched the Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause, which was my favorite of the 3. Then I watched Four Brothers, a Thanksgiving movie. I watched Trap again. I watched The Hangover Part 2, Hangover Part 3, and I watched Thanksgiving twice. Well, 1.5. I only watched half of it the second time. I watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation because, it was on. Then I watched the reboot Vacation with Ed Helms and Christina Applegate. And then I watched Black Friday, the movie they filmed at the Old Babies R Us in North Attleboro. Then I finally sat down and watched Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Then I watched this movie from 2012 called Home Invasion. And that shit's fucking twisted. So this lady kills a guy that broke into her house. And instead of his partner coming to kill her, his girlfriend starts ruining her life. Like she's trying to adopt a kid, open a restaurant, and she sabotages everything.
Ooh.
It's pretty good. It's on Amazon Prime. It's pretty good. Got Haley Duff, I think. And lastly, While She Was Out with Kim Basinger.
Sounds like an easily solved problem.
But no, they don't. She thinks it's the other guy that broke into her house, but they don't consider the girlfriend like whatsoever. So, like all of a sudden, she's in her support group and she's like, "Oh, I'm opening a restaurant next week. You should come." And she's like, "Oh, it's not Cafe Moon, is it?" She goes, "Oh my God, it is." Fucking blunt,
Again, sounds like an easily solved problem.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was my movie list for the week. And now it's time for...
Everybody to wake up from their naps.
Feature presentation.
Tra-la-la-la-la.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
You're gonna like this. No, don't shake it. We're gonna have to open it now. It won't wait till Christmas. Would you dim the lights, please?
Dim the lights. Dad, what does it do, glow in the dark?
It's important. Go ahead, open it.
What is it?
Mogwai. I don't know, some Chinese word. I just call him Gizmo.
Dad, it's really neat. Can I pick him up, Dad?
Sure, go ahead. Just be careful.
Oh, isn't he cute?
I hope he's housebroken.
I'll bet every kid in America would like to have one of these. They might even replace the dog as the family pet.
There's 3 rules you've got to follow. Keep him out of the light.
No.
Don't get him wet. But the most important rule, the rule you can never forget, no matter how much he cries, no matter how much he begs, never feed him after midnight.
Mom, what's going on here? There's a problem with the Mogwai.
It's going through changes. Lots of changes.
Did you feed them after midnight?
In a matter of hours, this town is going to be turned into a major disaster area. Now you have got to warn people.
This week we are covering Gremlins. A gadget salesman is looking for a special gift for his son and finds one at a store in Chinatown. The shopkeeper is reluctant to sell him the Mogwai, but sells it to him with the warning to never expose him to bright light. Water ought to feed him after midnight. All of this happens, and the results is a gang of gremlins decide to tear up the town on Christmas Eve.
Yes, Gremlins was rated PG. Runtime of 1 hour 46 minutes. Directors Joe Dante. It was released, you would think, around Christmas, but no, it was released June 8th, 1984. Budget of $11 million, box office of $153.9 million, and is currently streaming on Max and available for purchase on all streaming sites.
This movie's only 8 days older than me.
Yep.
Our cast of characters, we have Zach Galligan as Billy Peltzer, Phoebe Cates as Kate Berenger, Corey Feldman as Pete Fontaine, Dick Miller as Murray Futterman, Hoyt Axton as Randall Peltzer, Key Luke as Mr. Wing, Francis Lee McCain as Lynn Peltzer, John Louis as Kid from Shop, Jackie Joseph, Sheila Futterman, Jonathan Banks, Deputy Brent, Judge Reinhold, Gerald Hopkins, Glenn Turman, Roy Hansen, Scott Brady, Sheriff Frank, Harry Carey Jr. as Mr. Anderson, Polly Holiday as Ruby Deagle, Frank Welker as Stripes and Other Mogwai, and Howie Mandel as Gizmo.
I just want to note on the cast, I did have to change John Louis' name. I made it up as Kid from Shop because what they had was kind of racist.
Oh,
do
the
tell.
Asian is the yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah. So I was like, I can't put that there.
Hey, we're big in Singapore. Cut the shit.
I know.
Well, now, before we get into our review, we have a guest reviewer this week. And Hunter is back with us to discuss.
Hey, I'm here with our mascot Hunter. We just finished watching Gremlins. So what you think? It's been a while since you've seen it, huh?
It's pretty good, actually.
Yeah?
And Gizmo is so cute.
Yeah. What else did you like about the movie besides Gizmo?
I saw the guy from Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah, Judge Reinhold, yep.
Yeah.
What else?
And it was about these three little gremlins that are like taking over a town.
Yeah.
And there's one that is really good looking. And the second one.
We're not talking about the second one. We're talking about the first one.
It is so darn good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think about Stripe?
He's pretty cool.
Yeah. He's kind of the leader of the Gremlins, huh?
Yeah.
How about the scene in the kitchen where the one gets chopped up and another one gets stabbed to death and another one gets blown up in a microwave?
That's my favorite one.
Yeah. Which one?
The microwave.
The microwave. So how about Billy's father's inventions? What did you think of all those? The bathroom buddy, the smokeless ashtray.
Those are pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. And do you have a favorite scene in the movie?
I like all the scenes, personally.
Yeah. You don't have one that sticks out in particular?
What's that sound? When like one of the gremlins get exploded.
Yeah.
In the microwave. That's what sticks out to me.
How about when they all caught on fire watching the Seven Dwarfs?
Oh, that's the best one.
Yeah. I wonder if that has to do with how Roger Rabbit got made. Because it's a Warner Brothers movie featuring a Disney movie.
Yeah.
So, any last thoughts on Gremlins?
I don't know. Any other thoughts?
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for joining us this week.
Always good to have you
You're
back.
welcome.
All right.
Yeah.
Back to you guys.
Once he found out that we were doing Gremlins, he was like, I want in. And it's funny because we had just finished watching the Santa Claus. I think we mentioned this in his little thing, but like he was like, oh my God, that's the guy from the Santa Claus, Judge Reinhold.
Yeah. Weenie whistle.
Yeah. The psychologist, the psychiatrist. All right. So let's discuss the synopsis. A gadget salesman, the bathroom buddy, the smokeless ashtray. He's looking for the ultimate gift for his kid, and he comes across this little whistling furry thing.
Yep. He has to have it, but the shopkeeper doesn't want to give it to him.
Because he's
With
not
good
ready.
reason.
Not ready
I mean,
for one.
if you're in a shop like that and that thing's got a blanket over it, and the guy's like, no, that's generally good reason enough to be like, all right, I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, but the kid doesn't agree with his uncle who owns the shop.
Well, the kid's just trying to make a buck.
money.
You know?
Yeah. They
He
need
said
the money.
money.
Yeah. So he kind of, they don't explicitly say it, but the kid kind of
Out the
sold it
back
out.
door.
Yep. Sold it out from under his uncle without discussing with him because he needed the money.
But at least he explained the 3 rules. Don't get them wet. Don't feed them after midnight. Don't expose them to bright light.
The feed him after midnight one is the one that pisses me off. Because it's always after midnight.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. That's the one thing I never got about this movie is, although usually they is it like sun up or is it like 3 a.m.? Because I think
like what is it? Like, is it like what
Is that-
particular thing is it about that time? Because until midnight the next night,
it's
a plot
device.
It's not a very good one.
It's not, but that's still.
Is it
Suspend
midnight
disbelief.
Eastern Standard Time, Central Standard Time?
Yep.
But
it could have been fucking after midnight Beijing time, and then they'd be really fucked because you'd be like, I don't fucking know when I can beat them.
So, can you think of any other movies around the time of the release that compares to this movie?
No, because like when it came out, it was like Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
that was a movie. I mean, I'm still surprised that it came out in June.
I mean, you had like,
but it's a
E.T.
Christmas movie,
Yeah,
I think E.T. wasn't that 82 or 83?
I don't know. It's around the same time.
Yeah,
the same idea. What's that one with the Flight of the Navigator there?
Flight of the Navigator
ship is the thing, and
that was later. Yeah, a little later.
I mean, they're all basically the same idea.
Oh yeah, and then Flight of the Navigator, you have the little
Yeah.
alien that kind of looks like Gizmo without the fur.
Yeah, and they all have their little puppety practical people in there, and it was a big 80s thing.
Yeah. The Dark Crystal and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess you could say that. But like I say, it's a Christmas movie that came out in June, but back then movies spent a lot longer in the theater.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there just wasn't.
And they wanted to get
many.
as much out of Gizmo as they could, I bet you.
Oh, they got a lot off of Gizmo.
Even nowadays.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
They have an HBO Max series cartoon based off of this.
Yeah.
How about the
could-
location for the setting of the story it's trying to tell? Was it a good location?
Yeah, small town America.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing ever happens there.
I like
It
how
was
they had the
perfect
little
setting.
teeny tiny Burger King.
Yep. In the middle of,
Downtown.
I was like, that's just product placement because
Oh,
fucking
absolutely,
Burger
just-
King would be that small.
Nope, not at all.
I'd love to live in a small town like that.
Come on out.
Is the setting realistic or stylized?
I think it's very realistic.
Fairly realistic.
be
It's a
anywhere.
little stylized.
Yeah.
Most people don't have their dog behind their desk at work. And
Yeah, that's the one thing.
most people don't work and have to deal with some old rich bitch who blames your dog for shit.
Funny
Well, if you
thing.
work at a bank.
Is the actress who plays Miss Deagle dead or alive?
Probably alive because you're sitting here asking about it.
She is alive. You know how old she is?
110.
No,
84.
87.
I was close.
Yeah, she's like 87.
So
she looks
was
87
only
in
looked
Gremlins.
40.
So she's
in that
just,
movie?
She was in her
she's like
40s.
Arn Anderson.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was in her 40s.
Always
her big
looked
role was
old.
Alice. From Alice, she was like her big like a big catchphrase in the 70s. It was like "eat my grits" or "kiss my grits," something like that.
Does that bother you guys at all when you sit there and you hear like she was 40 years old filming that movie and she looked like that back then?
Yeah,
And now we're 40 and
That's
45.
exactly the way it was, though. Like back
Yeah.
then, like people who were 40 looked 40 and older.
yeah.
Nowadays, people who are 40 look like they're goddamn 20. And the people who are actually looking 40 are,
Do you just say that because you're 40 and you feel like you're 20?
no, I don't. Trust
You
me, I
look like
don't
you're
feel
20?
like I'm 20.
But this week I sure as hell don't feel like I'm 20. I feel like
neither.
I'm fucking 80. My knees are
I
killing me.
have 2
Yeah.
weeks coming up. Hopefully that'll take me at least back to the 50s.
But like that just kills me. Like when you're like, oh, when you look back at this movie or this TV show, like they were 40.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Like I said,
fuck.
Arn Anderson has
Yeah.
always looked like he was in his mid 50s since the fucking early 80s when you first saw him. And he
Mhm.
still looks that.
Don't talk shit about on. He'll
Yeah.
pull a gun
Well,
on you.
it's like it's acting. So I mean, yeah. So people would play roles where they were older or younger, and they didn't bat an eye. Unlike now, you get busted for being ageist or taking the
look
role
at,
from a elderly actor or some
look at all the fucking
baloney like that.
goddamn high school movies from the 80s and early 90s where all the high schoolers were clearly in their 30s.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. So does this movie deliver in its genre? And what is its genre?
Horror comedy. Technically,
Yeah.
I would say, and yeah, it does. Science
I
fiction,
mean,
I don't
particularly
think
the scene when the mother's
more
fighting
fantasy
the
than
gremlins.
sci-fi.
Like when the mother's fighting the gremlins in the house.
Oh, that's
That's fucking scary. Like that's the horror element.
Yeah, that was that scene. Oh, that traumatized me as a kid. And it was rated. This is a great thing about that. It was rated PG, and you got like the gremlin exploding in the microwave. You won't see that today.
The first
No,
draft
that'd
of the script of Gremlins was a lot darker.
Hmm.
Like the kitchen scene when she's fighting them in the kitchen was
Mhm.
a lot darker than it was in the final cut.
Hmm.
They did a script reading of it on Yorkie-thon a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Like it was bloody.
Oh,
Then at the end of the movie, Gizmo turns into a butterfly and floats away. But yeah.
It wouldn't have gotten as far as it did.
What do you feel was a major turning point in the story?
well, when Gizmo got wet.
Yeah.
I mean, I got these little fur balls and
Not even that. I would actually say more or less when his dad found out that Gizmo got wet and had the other gremlins, and he sparked his idea of, oh, we can fucking sell these
things. Yeah.
That
Like you
helps
wouldn't
their
do
pets.
that. Yeah. Like you wouldn't do that, Justin. You bought
Yeah.
Sure as shit would.
But it's just
And
crazy
after the
how,
shit
like,
hit the fan and they started killing people, I'd still fucking do it. We need
You'd
to
be
thin
giving
out the
away to your
crowd.
favorite people. Thinning of the herd.
oh,
What did you like best about the movie and why?
oh,
I mean, obviously Gizmo was the best thing about this movie. Like when he's watching like the 3D movie and he's got the glasses and
I don't know. I like the other Gremlins.
like
Yeah.
whenever the
I
other
think-
gremlins start
I think
acting
the
up,
They're
and
other
he
funny
rolls
when they're in the
his eyes.
bar. That bar scene there when they're all drinking and they got the
Oh.
one in the trench coat flashing. Come on.
Yeah, Hunter goes, if Pa was a gremlin, he'd be in heaven. Yeah.
Okay, my favorite Gremlin scene is from Gremlins 2.
Which part? Which one?
I like when he's fighting the goddamn spider and he goes into Rambo
Oh,
mode.
mode. Oh, yes, with the match. Yeah.
Got the red bandana going.
Mhm.
What did you like least about the film, if anything?
Got to be that eating after midnight thing. That's just
Yeah, that
just
just
bugs
bothers
me.
me.
That bugs me. Yeah.
That and its rating.
I thought it was PG.
The kids could just randomly be like, "Oh, Gremlins."
Yeah,
And
well,
then,
you know.
oh yeah, get traumatized children.
Yeah, but you know what? This really was like, because I know didn't in '84 they just come out with PG-13 rating,
Yeah,
which
the
is
first one of
probably
those
more what this
Red
movie should
Dawn.
have been.
Yeah.
But I think did Red Dawn come out after this? Because that was the first PG-13 movie.
I don't remember.
But
Did you let the kids watch it with you, Justin?
No, they weren't home.
Hunter's seen this movie a few times.
yeah, I just remember I told this story during Ghostbusters when I first saw it. We saw it in the theater, me and Kirsten. But it was the same weekend we got to see Ghostbusters, and that was a big deal. So we went and saw Ghostbusters. This is, Justin had just been born, so like mom and dad needed a break from all three of us, so they split us up. Yeah. So they left Justin at home with one of the parents, and the other parents took us to the movies.
Probably
that
not. They
weekend.
probably just left me at home. It's okay.
Yeah,
I don't blame them.
probably.
That explains so much. What's your favorite scene in the movie?
The kitchen scene. I love that. It just that the one in the blender, then the other mixer, and then
Microwave, the stabbing.
that is seared into my mind at a young age. Just seeing the thing explode in the microwave, like, oh, I didn't know microwaves could do that.
I'm just glad they didn't try it on me.
I'd have to say
We
my
thought
favorite.
of it.
I'm sure there was some planning between you and Kirsten. All right, we put him in there. Maybe his head will burst. I'd have to say my favorite scene is when Gizmo's driving the pink car.
Well, to be fair, we didn't have a microwave at that time. We didn't get a microwave until we moved.
At that point, he was too big.
Yeah.
What about you, Justin? Favorite scene?
That's probably the kitchen.
Least
I do
favorite
like
scene?
watching that thing blow up.
Least favorite scene? I'd say in the beginning when Miss Deagle's in the friggin'
This is all that is left.
Yeah, I mean, like I
Bang.
said,
of
yeah,
Snowman.
with the dog and all that. It's like you're fired.
That would be my
Okay.
second favorite, by the way, is when she goes flying through the window.
Oh, out with the chair?
Yep.
It was so funny because Hunter's like, wow, I might have to get me one of those.
Yep.
And then he saw what happened when they fucked with it, and he was like, never mind, I'm good. Does the world of the film work like the real world?
Not really.
Yeah, I mean the whole Gremlins thing, but I mean, like,
I mean, with the exception of the Gremlins.
No, because like I said, I mean, like in the real world, your ass is getting fired as that dog attacks a goddamn customer. Like, not questioned, and then you're getting fucking sued, and quickly by that fucking old bitch. She's
Yeah.
suing the shit out of you.
Yeah, you know it was the 80s. It was a different time, Justin.
Well, I
don't
I
care.
think they did
she
that to set
still
the
would have
scene
sued the
for when the
shit out of
dog's
him.
hanging by the lights.
Mm-hmm.
He's being hung by the lights that make you think it was her and not realize that it was really Stripe and
Gremlins.
the other Mogwais, little bastards. How about casting of the movie?
It was good. Good casting.
Yeah.
You know, Phoebe Cates fresh off of was it Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Oh, yes.
And
Hey, Dick Miller, fresh off a
Dick
chopping mall.
Yep, Dick Miller. I was trying to think of his name.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your guys' favorite
It's
character?
almost like there's a list up above that you could check it out on.
Yeah. Well, I'm on a different page because I'm asking the questions.
Yeah.
Judge Reinhold.
Yep.
Comes off as a pompous ass.
Mm-hmm.
He plays that role good.
Mm-hmm.
Harry Carey Jr. And obviously Polly Holiday. Chef's kiss on that one. And Zach Galligan, of course, Billy Peltzer. Who's your favorite character in the movie?
Good question.
Gremlins.
But do you have a gremlin in particular that
Pete.
you related to? Who?
Pete.
Pete? Oh, the kid?
Yeah.
I like when he's dressed up as the tree and the guy moves him like, hey.
Yeah. Or he's delivering trees as a tree. And he leaves he takes the costume off and leaves it in Billy's room and says, some kids took it.
Yeah. Least favorite character?
It's Eagle. Bitch.
You get against old people, Billy. You're going to be old one day.
I am old. What are you talking about? Someday.
Where do you guys think this film fits in the history of film?
Yeah, it's up there.
It's a fairly good classic, but
yeah, it's a legendary 80s film.
And it's something you can pass on with to your kids. Like,
oh yeah, my son's already seen it. He loved it.
Hunter's already seen it. Hunter's got the dolls and
mm-hmm.
Even though lately he's been obsessed with the Greta from the second one. All right, so let's talk about Phoebe Cates' speech as to why she hates Christmas.
Oh. Yeah, that's kind of traumatizing, huh?
Her dad went up in the chimney dressed as Santa to surprise her.
And got stuck.
Broke his neck.
Something up the chimney, and I don't know what
it is. It's been there all
right, no, you gotta stop.
Bill,
you gotta stop.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Because we're not playing the actual recording.
Doesn't matter if you sing it, they will copyright strike it.
They'd have to listen to this podcast first.
You know, ironically, they pick up on it.
Yeah.
Like they do an AI scrub and they know exactly when the trailer starts.
Well, if Bob Rivers wants to come after me,
you can go after Billy Mingles, not the rest of us.
Yep.
I'm your biggest fan, Bob.
You'll see how you are when you're signing that check over to him.
Don't talk to him. He lives over here.
He's cool. He's cool.
He might be big in Finland. You never know. But yeah, that speech
traumatized many a kid.
Yeah. She does not have good luck at Christmas. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. I mean that and those little buggers attacking. Yeah. Not good at all.
How does the film end? Is everything resolved? How? If not, why not?
Well, yeah.
Well, the mass murder inside the in the movie theater. I like how they all know the words to "Hi ho."
Mm-hmm.
Like they've seen it a million times and they're all singing. I mean, that's got to be something. The Warner Brothers movie getting to play a
Yeah.
Disney film.
Back then, it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
No,
It's just licensing.
you'd never see that nowadays.
Nope.
That's
Well, Disney owns anything already anyway, so
yeah.
I mean, if you look at it,
But and then Gizmo has his final showdown with Stripe.
Yep.
And Gizmo's a smart little fucker. I'll give him that.
Mm-hmm. Got that light.
Yeah.
Sun was coming up. He knew it. Used it to his advantage.
And he showed the dog where Billy was
Mm-hmm.
by running
Woof,
him
woof.
over.
Woof, woof.
Yeah. And then, of course, the shop owner comes to retrieve Gizmo.
Because they're not ready.
They were never ready for a Mogwai.
But Billy will be someday.
Bye, Billy. As Hunter would say, "Aww."
Oh,
Don't cry, Justin. It's okay. Did you learn anything from this movie?
Don't get a Mogwai wet.
Don't feed it after midnight.
I don't care about that rule.
Mm.
So yeah, imagine if Gizmo turned into a butterfly and just flew away. There would have been no second one.
It would have been stupid.
Stupid. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad they changed that. That was
Um,
what the original ending was going to be. That would have been too dumb.
yeah. What were you thinking as you finished watching the film?
What was I thinking? God, I love Gremlins. That was such a great movie.
I was like, huh, now I gotta go find something else to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want a Mogwai.
You know, I'll tell you
At
a
least when I was
story.
a kid.
It had to be like 2 or 3 years ago for Hunter's birthday.
Hmm.
The morning of his party, I went to Target and they had like the gizmo that shook and like sang.
Hmm.
NECA released. So I bought it for his birthday. And then when I had a like Amazon box in the car. So I put him in the box, like took him out of the original boxing and put him in this Amazon box. And I walk in and I'm kind of like shaking the box as I walk in. And I was like, oh, I had to go get something. And Amy and my mother are like, what the hell did you get? And I was like, well, you know, it's alive, so I had to go pick it up today. And like it's whistling and vibrating and whatever. And like, get the look on his face when he saw that it was a gizmo. All right, how about the length? 1 hour and 46 minutes.
Perfect.
It's okay.
Right in that.
Yeah, it flies by.
Yeah, it does.
So it has a sequel, Gremlins 2.
The new batch.
The new batch that takes over in New York City at Clamp Tower. Do you think we'll ever see a third one? Or you think we'll see a reboot first?
I think we'd see a reboot first.
Yeah.
At this point, kind of a big gap. But now, I mean, but then again, you know, we just got Gladiator 2 after what, 25 years? So maybe it is. Maybe we could get a.
You got Cobra Kai came up, many, many years later, and now there's gonna be another
Axel F.
Karate Kid.
Yeah,
Axel
so
F.
maybe they could.
And
knows?
Zach Galligan came back for when he started that Hill House show. He had a legal trouble since then, but
Yeah, it started Hatchet 3 too. Played the sheriff.
Waxwork.
What's Phoebe Cates doing nowadays? Anything?
still around.
Yep.
Is she?
I think so. Still doing things.
See?
John's quickly scouring Google.
America, former actress. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Paradise, Drop Dead Fred, Gremlins.
Rick Mail. He was great.
Oh, she was born in 1963. Let's see what they say. Appeared on the cover of 17 magazine 4 times. Private school.
Make up, John.
She did the voice of her Gremlins character in the game Lego Dimensions. And that was the last thing she's done. She returned to acting for one film, The Anniversary Party, as a favor to her best friend and former Ridgemont High, Fast Times at Ridgemont High castmate Jennifer Jason Leigh, who directed it. And she has a boutique on New York's Madison Avenue called Blue Tree that opened in 2005. Yeah, her last thing was playing Kate in Lego Dimensions. Which is cool because they have the little town and then you run around as Gizmo or Gremlin or whoever. Okay. Do we recommend Gremlins 1984?
Absolutely.
Sure. Yes. Justin, why don't you throw us some ratings?
Well, IMDb gives it a 7.3 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes 86%. Letterboxd 3.6. What say ye, Johnny boy?
I'm looking to see what I gave it because I don't remember. Oh, I didn't even have it on my list. I give it a 4.
Barry?
Stole my thunder, John. 4.
Okay. Well, I'll go 4. Pretty good.
4s across the board.
And next week, we will be covering the 40th anniversary of Silent Night, Deadly Night, starring Robert Brian Wilson. Not Silent but Deadly, starring John.
Aha. 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 Yeah.
He's not silent.
Not these days. Yeah. Silent Night, Deadly Night. We begin our Christmas horror movies. We have Santa's Sleigh, Silent Night, Silent Night, Violent Night.
Violent Night's a commentary. And the mean one. Don't forget the mean one.
The mean one, yep. Well, this kind of kicked off our horror holidays. But anyways, that's a wrap, folks. Thanks for joining us today.
Before we go, find us on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, and most places you listen to podcasts.
And don't forget to follow us on social media to stay updated on future episodes and join the conversation. You can find us on X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at movie_bar_pod, at the Movie Bar Podcast on Facebook. And now you can also find us on Blue Sky. What was that?
Movie Bar Pod.
BSKY.social.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we're up to like 10 followers so far.
Blibbity blam.
And
Yeah.
I'm on there. Billy's on there. We're still waiting on Justin to be on there.
Yeah, you should probably keep waiting for that.
Yeah, well, you can dump that crappy X handle. Oh.
Red, blue, and 1. I'm going to create you a fucking Blue Sky account just to
Spite them.
Is my Twitter still there? Because I thought they scrubbed all the ones that hadn't been active for fucking 15 years.
Yeah, I keep tagging you and stuff.
I deleted mine, so mine's no longer there.
I can't delete Twitter. Till next time, keep the popcorn popping and the reels rolling, and we will catch you next time on the Movie Bar Podcast.
Bye, guys. Bye.
No.